things were good when you were skating, right?
Fuck yeah, man, because it makes everything exciting again. Like, there was a time in my drinking era that somebody would be like, yo, do you want to go to Paris and whatever? I'm like, what am I going to do in Paris? The first thing I'm going to do is land and find the first fucking bar that I could find. So I could already do that here in Westchester, and it's going to take me 10 minutes to get there. So why the fuck would I sit on an 8-hour flight to go drinking with one of your fucking EI and friends from over there? No. So now it's like, do you want to go to Paris? Yes, I do. I'll get a fucking sick kickflip in that bank underneath the Eiffel Tower. Bam, you want to go to Vancouver? Hell yeah, I'll escape with Haslam. Want to go to Seattle? Fuck yeah, I'll find a spot over there too. You know, so just yes, yes, yes to everything. Bam, where do you live? Earth. Take me everywhere. I'm a yes man.
I have Bam in my living room.
Vancouver,
So stoked in Vancouver.
Up? Yes, I'm happy to be here. Got my broken ass thumb. If you saw my Instagram clip, I slammed it to Tampa, skate park in Tampa so bad that I like rolled my ankle and broke my thumb and tweaked my wrist all at the same time. So I've been rocking this wrist guard with the thumb completely still exposed. And I knew that if I was gonna skate, which I can't help myself, I have to. If I fall on it, I'm so doomed. So thanks to you.
Thanks to Brighton.
Yes. You, oh man, it feels so nice. And then I do my first pop shove at no stall right here. Boom, I slam on it so bad. No pain whatsoever. But if I didn't have this, I would be like, ah! So perfect time.
And how crazy is it to have the two of you? People have like always looked up to.
Yeah.
From skating perspective, in my house, talking. So
I mean, the creativity of this guy, definitely my top 10 favorite skaters, without a doubt. You know, like these days, I just want to see real creative stuff.
Yeah.
And just today, something that I would never even think of trying because it's impossible, but Chris Haslam just proves us wrong. So what it is, it's a kickflip on a transition, bonk, you ollie, you bonk your knee, and you kickflip with the knee. And then you somehow, some way land it. Yes! Are you kidding me? Knee bonk, kickflip. What? Has anybody ever done that? I filmed it in slow-mo and I still don't understand.
Yeah.
But those are the tricks I want to see because, you know, how many times have we seen big lip slides down rails and big kick flips down big gaps and like, you know, we've seen it all. So now I just want to see weird stuff like wallies off of trees to late shove it to manual to like, I don't know, a little pole jammer down there. You know, just weird, cool, dig it.
And like when did because you are one of the more creative characters in skateboarding, but where did that evolve from? Like, was that Bam as a child as well?
I mean, yeah, as a child, but all I could thank is every skater that I looked up to. So yeah. I guess we could start off with Tony Hawk, and then it went to Matt Hensley with his chain wallet and purple chukka boots with khaki shorts on. Then it went to Alfonso Rawls with the plain white t-shirt and the baggy jeans. Then it went to Frankie Hill for a minute. Then, it, you know, a bit of Steve Caballero, Christian Asoy, and then from there, you know, just all of 8th Street, you know, like the whole team. And then when Plan B Questionable happened,
right,
dude, that was like the video, 1992, Questionable, Colin McKay, Sean Sheffy, Danny Way, you know, Pat Duffy. It's just, it was a video that I watched before and after school all day, every day.
That was...
I could watch it with my eyes closed. It was just all already there with the music and every trick in order. That's how many times I've seen that thing.
Yeah. No, I remember Questionable. That was every single night before bed, I would watch that video. And that was the video that... Growing up skating in my small town, I was like, the goal in life was become a doctor, become a pro skater.
Yeah.
And then that video came out and suddenly I saw what people were actually doing. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
pro skater is not happening.
Yeah.
It was just insane. You know, one of the things that strikes me about skateboarders, well, people who do action sports in general, but skateboarders specifically, is the sense of risk tolerance.
Yeah.
You know, like sort of falling and getting up, but also being able to tolerate things that most general public would not be able to tolerate.
Maybe you want to answer this one. What is it about us pro skateboarders that when you're in a battle of a trick, you cannot give up unless you either are not even too exhausted to even faint? Like, if the only way I'm not riding away from this is if I broke a bone and I must go to the hospital. Like you know, you will try and try and try. You'll rack your nuts. You'll smack your face. You'll get back up, and you'll keep trying. No pro skater ever goes, "Oh, that slam hurt too bad. I'm done." It's never that way unless it's like, "Yo, he's knocked out. Call an ambulance." Then you're done.
I mean, Chris, you famously skated one time until you went to renal failure. Right?
Yeah, that's true. At the barracks, my kidneys failed.
Hold up.
Yeah.
At the barracks, your kidneys failed.
Yeah, I had...
because you were trying to trick for too long.
Yeah.
Like, I just asked him, when I got out of treatment and I finally wanted to stop drinking and start skating again, I looked up the first video part. I watched Chris Haslam part. And it was the first time I've seen, like, flip tricks out of rail tricks. So he does a frontside feeble grind to laser flip out. And I'm like, there's no way that he just came up and did that within 50 tries. You must have been there all day. And he's like, oh, I was. So I get it. You probably spent 6 hours on a trick until your body just gave out.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then I didn't go to the hospital for a week because I thought I was okay.
So what happened when you did go to the hospital?
Yeah, I got super bloated. And I couldn't sleep, so I had to sleep kneeling down. And then when I came back, I stayed 3 or 4 days in LA still, and then I came back here, and I was eating at a restaurant. I was going to go play tennis, of all things, with my buddy. And when I ran across the street, you remember that Transworld video that, like, in San Francisco, there's like a homeless guy running around, and he, like, I don't know, my legs gave out in the middle of the street.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And I fell over in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And then I was literally right by where we were today, just that street.
So wait a minute, your body was just so depleted and dehydrated that it just couldn't go on anymore?
Because there was nothing for the kid. The kidneys were already in trouble, so they started trying to filter, like, was it the blood cells or something?
I think what happened, you
went
went to
toxic to the kidney cells.
That's insane.
So they kept filtering toxic things, so they kept getting worse and worse. And then if you drink, like, that's when the excess of sodium then is a bad thing for your kidneys.
Yeah.
So I did that a little bit, and then I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't do that. And then I was just like, I'm close to the hospital, and I was like, I should go in there just to feel it. And when I went in there, he did all the tests. He's like, dude, like, you're mangled.
You're mangled.
Yeah, and I stayed in there for 8 days. I did dialysis for a week.
That's insane.
I did a biopsy of my kidney.
That's the craziest story. You know, I have a similar one, probably not as crazy, but when I went to the Tony Hawk Tour in Louisville, Kentucky, they were like, yo, we're going to have 10,000 people. It's going to be massive. I'm like, oh, really, man? I don't even know what this park looks like. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go there at midnight. Even if the lights are off, I'm going to cruise around and scope it out just so I know what I'm going to do for tomorrow. So there I am cruising around, pretty dim lights, and I see this full pipe that's like 18 feet. I drop in and I just pump around and I charge to the oververt thing, and my front foot came off and I just fell from like 13 feet right to my head. Boom! And I was like, and I couldn't breathe, and all the oxygen left my brain, I guess, and I was seeing stars. I threw up, and I finally could breathe, and my brain was so fucked up that I was like going like this, and Roger Bagley was like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm touching the ground. He's like, dude, the ground's all the way down there. I'm like, no, it's right there. He's like, dude, we're going to the hospital. Luckily, they took me to the children's hospital by accident, because I guess it was like a Friday night, and there was all these drunken whatever, and I couldn't wait in that line. So they shipped me right from the children's hospital, passing the whole line to get me there. And I was like, dude, you had a bleeding, punctured lung. If you would have had to wait in that line, you wouldn't have made it. I had some cracked ribs, major concussion. I actually was in there for like 4 days till I took a $20,000 private jet back to Wilmington, Delaware, because I couldn't do the whole airport scenario. I couldn't go through the X-ray machine. I couldn't wait for I just had to be on a flight. Like, it was gnarly. That was probably the gnarliest slam I've ever taken, for sure.
I mean, that's, two insane stories. One of the things that interests me, and like as a physician and an addiction medicine specialist, is like, are there like susceptibilities that skateboarders might have when it comes to like mental health and addiction, given their extreme personality traits? You know what I mean? Yeah,
I know. I definitely know what you mean, because it's weird. I was such a late bloomer when it comes to any drugs or alcohol. Like, when you go to a treatment center and you're checking in, they ask you these questions like, and here's the answer that they get from most people. So when was the first time you started smoking cigarettes? Probably 11 or 12.
Right.
How about alcohol? I started sipping on alcohol when my parents would, I'd go in their grandpa's old medicine cabinet and sip bunch of drinks, probably about 15 or 16. How about cocaine? 18. I'm like, when was the first time I started smoking cigarettes? 28 years old. They're like, what? They're like, how about drinking? I'm like, 24. They're like, what? Like, I had a couple drinks when I was 21, but like 24 is when I started drinking. But I never drank before that. And how about cocaine? 32 years old. They're like, what the? I was like, I was a professional skateboarder, and I didn't want anything to take away from that, whether it's alcohol or cigarettes or any of it, until I would set these goals and I would make it a deadline, and I would always make the goal, like, I want to get the cover of Thrasher. Deadline must be 1998 of October. I get it of 1997 of the earlier, so every wish that I had came true so fast. I want to be in Tony Hawk's video game. You're on it. I want to be on the cover of this. So, the only wish that I haven't got really was being on the cover of Rolling Stone. But, one day I was about 34. I'm looking outside of my driveway in the morning. I'm like, purple Lamborghini, blue Lamborghini Murcielago, black Audi R8, silver Porsche Panamera, black Bentley Bentayga, purple Bentley Continental, DeLorean, like the Back to the Future car, 1928 Mercedes, 2 Range Rovers, 2 Hummers, and fucking a Ferrari. And I'm like, I've ran out of wishes. I'm like, now I'm just going to get fucked up. And I showed me for 10 years.
So interesting. I didn't know that history about you, but was skateboarding like protected? It sounds like while you were actively skating, you weren't using.
No, I had no desire whatsoever. There's no way, even if it was like my birthday or if I won Tampa Pro and you sprayed champagne all over me and wanted me to drink it, I'd be like, I'm not drinking it.
Interesting. So you weren't one of these kids like partying.
No, I saw the piss drunks go down. I was right there with fucking Greco and Dolan and Bilala and all that, and like I would be there and I would be hanging out, but I would never be a part of it.
How come?
Just because I want to be on Volcom. I want to get a Nike shoe. I don't want them to hear that I fucking slept in all day because I'm hungover. I didn't even want to know what a hangover felt like. So I wanted none of it. And you know what? I guess with my addictive personality, when I found a skateboard, I fell in love with it and I did it all day, every day, nonstop. So what if I tried coke? What if I wound up liking it? What if I am willing to steal and pawn my grandmom's wedding ring for it? Because I hear stories like that. So I don't, if it's that good and you're going to go to that level and I'm hearing my friend do this, I'm like, I never will touch it in a million years.
Right. Well, so you weren't willing to also sacrifice your skating.
Yeah.
At that time. So where was that switch? It sounds too simplistic to me to be like, I see everything that I've accomplished, therefore I'm going to drink. There must have been another.
Well, it was Ryan Dunn's car crash for sure. I mean, when I did drink, drinking started around 24.
Okay.
Not even 21. Most people are like, 21, let's go to the bar. I didn't even do that. But when there would be when we finish Jackass 1 or whatever, and we're having a big premiere and there's a red carpet and stuff, then we'll drink and get drunk and then we'll have a night out on the town. And we'll celebrate. Drinking is we won the soccer game. Yeah, let's celebrate. To drink, which I started to do when Ryan Dunn crashed, was to drink to forget. It was being one of those guys that is drinking in his basement alone and doesn't want to talk to anybody. And it got really fucking dark, just because he was my right-hand man. Whenever we would do MTV interviews, he would always feed off of my energy. So if I'm sitting there talking like this and he can see that I'm kind of trailing off and I'm like lacking on the subject, then he'll take over and then let me recoup. So we were such a perfect team. So when Ryan Dunn died, oh boy, did I care. I remember I heard the news in Phoenix, Arizona. I was getting ready to do a nightclub appearance for like 10 grand. And I remember my friend Louis Kovac just knocked on the door and he just had this weird look on his face. I'm like, what's wrong, dude? What's wrong, dude? He's like, Ryan Dunn just died in a car accident. It's like that Rawhawk Jeff comes out and I'm like, what? And it hit me so hard. I'm like, I gotta cancel the event. I gotta get on the first flight, dude. I gotta sit on a flight for 5 hours. I gotta sit on a flight I gotta get back to Pennsylvania. And like, it was just so impactful of gnarliness that it's still hard to this day to deal with. You know, like sometimes I don't even. Like when you miss somebody, like I miss my son. I was in a never-ending custody battle. I have a monetized video when I see him, and when I do see him once a month in California, it's the best time. I make the most out of it. But like to have him on my phone as a screensaver, I don't need to look at it and cry all the time. So I don't need to like see pictures of him. Sometimes I want to, but like I don't need to have like all these pictures of them at my house and remember this and remember that and remember the good old times. So like there's a certain room in my house for that. Yeah. That if I do want to see it, I'll go in. But like it's just hard, like, you know.
Yeah. So okay, I get that. I mean, and that is not an uncommon theme, just using it to cope. Right? Like cope with like life's and painful things in life.
Yeah, and then, you know, when you're drunk, that's when the book of bad decisions happens, you know, because
right.
I could be sitting here right now and you'd be like, hey, Bam, do you want to do a bump of booger sugar in the bathroom? I'd be like, ew, no, I don't want that. No, leave me alone. But if I'm drunk, even if it's 2 beers, yo, man, you want to bump in the bathroom? Stupid question, let's go. You know, so all the bad decisions stem from alcohol. And there's been so many times I'm that guy who's like, I'm never drinking again. And then, you know, all my friends are like, yeah, right, you'll be drinking by high noon tomorrow. Like, no, I swear this time I'm done this time. Then, of course, by high noon tomorrow, I'm drinking again. So, like, my credibility was invalid to the point where I can't even say it anymore. And then even so, month or two, maybe even 3 months will go by. And then I'll think, you know what, we're at Chris Steakhouse. I'll have a nice red wine with the dinner. I could handle that. And then I might handle it. But then probably within 5 days, I'm back to 3 bottles again, looking for booger sugar. So I know now I cannot drink. Maybe you can, maybe you could handle it. Maybe I can't handle it. I can't drink.
I think neurobiologically, there are those people where like their reward pathway is wired in a way it's just susceptible to the reinforcing effects of alcohol.
Yeah.
Even a little bit will just get it going, and then it's hard to stop.
We live in a college town in Westchester, so you sit outside and cars just pull up and you can slap 5s with one people. He slapped me 5 and give me a free bag of Coke. And I'd be like, yeah. So, well, this time it stung my nose, and I was like, yo, what was that? He was like, oh, that wasn't Coke, that was some speed. So I was like, oh, man. Then I liked it. I was like, yo, let me get some more of that. Then I got really addicted to it to the point where, like, I wouldn't steal to get it, but I would drive to Calgary right now from Vancouver to go get it. I would make up some excuse. Sorry, guys, there's an emergency in Calgary. A family relative. And you're like, you don't have relatives in Calgary. They got it up there. Yeah. Like, I would do weird shit like that. And I'm like, this is bad, man. Like, it was fun in the beginning. And now I'm like up all night while everybody's asleep and I'm fucking painting a picture so detailed, and then it was perfect at one point, but then I'm like, I can fix it a little bit. No, I just fucked it up, fuck. Then it'll just turn gray, and everything that I did that night just turned into a gray mess.
Right, so let me try to understand this. So you had that terrible loss. Your person who was super meaningful to you dies in an accident.
Yeah.
You cope with alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
And then it becomes a daily drinking thing.
100%.
And then where did the cocaine come in then?
When I would go to the bar every single day.
And then people would offer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then they would just offer it. We'd go to the bathroom. I'd do it. And then it was just an ongoing thing to the point where, like, when I would wake up, I would pop an Adderall, crack a beer. Oh, no, I would barf bile and blood first.
Right.
Then I would crack open a beer. Then I'd take an Adderall. Then I'd probably bring 2 safety beers and then, like, a safety shot of whiskey to make my way back to the bar, to the point where I would hear like, oh, you get a DUI on 2 beers. I mean, 2 beers, it takes me even 6 to even function to get into the car to even do anything.
Okay, so it seems like the same intensity that you had in your skating is now going towards substance use.
Yes, and it did that for 10 years. And I noticed, when I'm drunk, I don't want to break a sweat. I don't want to do anything active because I don't want it to ruin my buzz. And I don't want to, slam super hard knowing that it was due to alcohol. So all skating was out the window. If I told you I was meeting you at the gym at high noon the next day and I'm woke up hungover, all bets are off. And once that beer opens, I could sit in an Irish pub and crack jokes with all y'all all the live long day. And I don't know if I was actually having fun now that I look back at it, but like I'd be there all day like, that was a hilarious joke, let me tell one. And just do that the whole time. So I don't know if I regret it or not, but I did waste a lot of time being fucking the most unproductive person on the planet. Professional pile of shit, for sure.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of self-judgment there, but
$20,000 bills once a month at one pub called Kildare's. That doesn't even count the other.
Right.
I'd walk in, they'd be like, Bam, you left your credit card here. You're up to a $20,000 bill this time. I'm like, just keep it going.
And this is after
Yeah,
Viva.
so roughly 20 grand a month I'd spend on alcohol.
Right.
Just because every Tom, Dick, and Harry knew that my credit card was up there. It's like, yo, let me get some gin and mixes, put it on Bam's tab. And they would just put it on Bam's tab because I never fucking questioned it or cared.
And are you cognizant at this point that like my skating is gone? Like this is my new life, or what did that look like?
See, that was the thing. I think I looked in the bank account and I just saw this ridiculous amount of money. I'm like, I don't have to skate. I don't have to do fucking shit. I can just do whatever I want now. And I'm just going to party and have fun.
So did you lose that drive or?
One day it just hit me so hard, like 4 years of like partying. And then I like show up. I can't even remember, but I just remember that I thought I was going to be rich and famous, awesome, Bam, forever. And then I realized that, dude, 4 years have gone by and I haven't skated once. And like my fame has diminished because I usually go into this fucking gas station or whatever. And I'm sitting there taking 20 pictures and signing 30 autographs. And now nobody's asking for my picture or autograph. In fact, they probably don't even recognize it's me because I'm fucking 250 pounds. Because when I drink alcohol all day, I have these empty calories and I try to starve myself. At the end of the night, I'll black out, I'll order a pizza, I'll eat the whole fucking thing. Then I'll wake up the next day regretting that so bad that I'll starve myself again all day until I black out and order a pizza and eat the whole thing again. So,
dude,
okay.
I went to a Hazumi's 100K once.
Yeah.
Like early, like maybe 2010s or something. And I went with Dwindle, so Steve Douglas was there.
yeah,
And they usually have like a VIP back room, right?
yeah.
So me and Steve walked in, and I don't know if you were out of your mind then, I don't know, but you walked by. I think you saw Steve, and like you guys were talking to the shop or whatever, and then you looked at me and him and you said, I'm sorry, my skating wasn't cutting it. I had to do something else.
Oh.
And I don't know, and I don't know if you remember that at all. That's why
I certainly don't remember saying it, but it makes sense.
Yeah, so I remembered that, like from that moment, watching everything that you're going through, and I was wondering always, like, is there like did you feel like, what kind of emotions were you feeling? Were you feeling like you were separating from your community or something?
It's a mixture of these things. So, if you're in it to be a professional skateboarder and be a rich, famous millionaire, chances are it's not going to happen. There's only a handful of us. You could be Stephen Janowski, Nigel Houston, Tony Hawk, maybe Steve Caballero, Shaun White. There's a select few of people that are millionaire pro skaters. But, I started getting jobs of like hosting VH1 Rock Honors with Ozzy Osbourne. They'd give me $100 grand to host it for 2 hours. And, I'm clocking bank that way.
Yeah,
and
you were next
the
level.
reason why I knew skateboarding was coming to an end is because I'm skating with the flip guys. Jeff Raleig's on fire. Arto Sari's at his prime. And
This is Sorry video days?
yeah, and you got who was filming?
French Fred.
French Fred. And Arto's trying like a switch kickflip front board or something down the Point Loma rail. It's about 8 stairs. And I'm trying a really hard trick for me. I've never done it before, and I'm coming so close. I'm doing a 180 nose grind down it. Yeah. And it's just something like, fuck yeah, man, I'm going to get this awesome trick for me. Well, French Fred didn't think it was good enough. And I'm like, and I don't have the, my ego's too high to ask him to film.
Yeah.
And he's not, like, I would go, and he'd just be like, turn the camera off. Like, oh, Arto's coming, all right, cool. And I'm going for a 180 nose grind, turn the camera off. I'm like, this guy ain't even fucking filming my 180 nose grind down 8 stairs. So like, and I'm trying my ass off, and this is a very hard trick for me. So if this guy's not even impressed by that, then I'm done. That's really what ended that. I was like, I'm done. I can't keep up with these motherfuckers.
I know, that's where the creative part that you like so much, because
Yeah.
if you were able to channel that in a way where
I know.
you would have been able
But
to do different.
It's kind of like this now. Skateboarding, now everything's cool.
Yeah.
Everything's cool.
Yeah.
You could be cool on the mega ramp. You could be cool doing fucking manuals, and you could be cool being a mini ramp skater, and you could be cool being Grant Taylor skating everything. Everything's cool now. Back in the day, it's like, Vert's dead. Oh, it is? I guess I gotta be fucking Tom Boyle and start skating street, and this ain't gonna work for me. You know, like, you know, or like a street skater.
Yeah,
like
street cab.
Stevie Williams ain't gonna be kick flipping no love gap. He's got his high ass legends, and if that ain't cool, then you know you got to think about something else.
Yeah.
But now it's not like that. And back in the day, when you're filming a video part, if you show up to the skate park and you're not going to kick flip over the fence into the parking lot, then it's not going to be a trick in your video part. So for me to show up here, you know, I'd be like, yep, waste of my time. It's nothing here is going to be in my video part. But now I'm not working on a video part. The only thing that I care about is learning tricks back and putting it on Instagram. So am I going to skate this? Hell yeah, I'm going to skate it. And what am I going to do with it? Whether it's a blunt to figure, a pop shove it nose, whatever it's going to be, which wouldn't make it to my video part, is going right on Instagram, because you know why? I skated that day and I wasn't at an Irish pub getting all Larry to fuck up, so suck my 2-inch hose.
So there's some freedom in that. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when it's not like pressured in, it's a different type of skating.
No pressure now.
Yeah.
Now it's just wake up, have fun, and go skate. Because when you're obligated, you got a deadline, you better get my 0 ad, and it better be a nose grind down 22 stairs. You're like, man, I don't feel like it right now. Like, maybe I could get like some cool, front side flip on a mini ramp that's like on a mountain and it just looks neat. Like, nope, ain't gonna cut it. You need to barge. I didn't want to barge it. I didn't want to huck myself down shit. I just did it, and it was very rewarding when you would land it. You'd be like, fuck yeah, I did it. But like, what's fun to me is watching Chad Vaught on a fucking mini ramp. Yeah. It's the most creative tricks, stuff that people can't even do today. Like a south flip all high and then just bash a pivot and come back in.
Frontside shove it, melon pivot.
Yeah, just real creative mini ramp. Love it.
I've seen him do those in person.
He's a Seattle guy, isn't he?
The way that he would stay on the lip slot, and he would stay grinding, doing the dancing.
Yeah, dude, it's so rad.
It
makes me want to go skate. Yeah. To see a switch tray flip down Wallenberg is so incredible. I'm like, hip, hip, hooray, good for you, but it doesn't make me want to go skate.
No. No, I'm the same.
That fucking knee bonk kickflip makes me want to go skate.
The Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, the Neil Patrick Harris.
How much of the influence, like the Jackass influence, was setting the expectation for what kind of skating you were?
Jackass never really set any influence at all on skating. In fact, I really hated it when, Jeff would make us put on these fucking mascot outfits and be like, why don't you do a board slide wearing a monkey suit? No, I don't want to be goofy on a skateboard. I don't want to wear a tutu, and I don't want to wear a thong, and I'm not going to wear a wig when I'm doing a kickflip pivot in the deep end of a pool.
It's all like disrespectful to skating.
Yeah, it's just goofy. Yeah. So if you want to be goofy and do a backflip into like a pricker bush wearing a tutu and a wig, then that's funny. It's just dumb. But to kickflip something big in a dumb outfit's just dumb. So I never liked that part of it at all. But with Jackass, that's when I would use the whole element of just, when when people ask me, where did you come up with to start CKY to make it become Jackass? It started with three things. Realizing that my high school friends, Brandy DiCamillo, Rab himself, Ryan Dunn, Ray Kian, my brother, I knew that they all were so funny and talented, but they weren't talented on a skateboard. And I wanted to include them in this video somehow, some way, whether it's doing something dumb off this roof into a pool of piss or just a goofy skit. Because I would watch, only two movies. Amazon Women on the Moon, which was funny skits back to back to back. And then Jerry Lewis is Cracking Up, which would be funny skits back to back to back. So that's so my only influence is Jerry Lewis, and then seeing my friends be goofy in school, and then Danny Way in Questionable, which was simply two or three things. He jumps off his roof into a trampoline, and then he throws a pie in somebody's face riding a 10-speed. And I thought it was so funny being a 15-year-old punk-ass adolescent kid that I wanted to go do that too. So I invented Fire in the Hole, which you go into a McDonald's drive-thru, you say, I'll take a large Coke, and then when you get it, you say, fire in the hole, and you throw it back in the bitch and peel off. Started a real trend. But for me to do that now at the age of 46, people would say Bam belongs in a mental institution, and I get it. So it's very hard to determine what's funny now at the age of 46. If I kicked the door in when my dad was taking a million-ass shit with a foot of turd hanging out of his ass, I beat the shit out of him at the age of 46, and he's fucking 70-something, Bam belongs in a mental institution.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work anymore.
No,
16, I'm a punk ass. You're getting fucked up.
So see, I get something to Jackass that you say you're bringing the family along, basically, right? That was part of it. It was
yeah, just
bring them with you.
They came along, and then when MTV has a real hit show, is what they always do is they do two spin-offs. So our spin-off was I created Viva La Bam, they created Wild Boys. Viva La Bam was now me being Johnny Knoxville, the main guy. I get full creative control on ideas. I get to spend $300,000 a week for 65 weeks on blowing shit up, flying people in, flying people out, fixing it, whatever. Building a skate park in the driveway, bringing an elephant in, turning my drawbridge house into a castle moat, driving my Hummer off a 600-foot quarry cliff, whatever I wanted. But now I'm in full control of what music gets to be played, what you have to take in and take out, and I love that so much. But sometimes 65 episodes, it's just run its course. You know what I mean?
That was taking you away from the skating.
And it was absolutely taking me away from the skating, because when you have 40 people hired, say you're a grip dolly guy and you're a sound guy, everybody's getting paid a lot of money. So if I'm going to spend an hour to do a skate trick and then I finally land it, that's 1 second of screen time that we just fucking paid 40 people for me to do. So one time, the director at the time, his name was Pete Delascio, he was like, "Bam, how long is this trick gonna take?" I'm like, "I don't know, man, whenever the fuck I land it." And he's like, "Well, roughly, what do you think?" I'm like, "I don't know, I'm up to 60 tries, I'm hoping I'll get it soon. It's a switch stance, backside, tailside. Fucking very hard to do." He's like, "Well, dude, can you do a regular one?" I'm like, "Well, I could do it front side." He's like, "How quick?" I'm like, "Real quick, it's easy." He's like, "Just do that, man. This is for 13-year-old kids. They're not going to know the difference." I'm like, "But I'm a fucking pro, and I know the difference. And other pros are going to be like, he did a weak-ass fucking tailside when I know he can do better."
Yeah.
So my 5 hours of skating a day being a pro, when Viva La Bam happened, roughly turned into 2, and then it turned into 1, then it slowly turned into none.
All right, one more question on this. You were so if you were to rank, what was the most rewarding part of that experience doing that show? Was it seeing the homies enjoying themselves and being there with you? Was it the creative control? Was it the...
Well, it was all the above, but if I had to pick the main one, it was the fact that all my friends and all my family are now getting paid a lot of money to film funny ass shit together.
Yeah.
Hold up. We all get to fly first class to fucking Europe, and then you're going to rent a Ferrari and drive it to Dracula's castle to get some red wine for a big family dinner in Venice, Italy? Yeah, we are. Fuck yeah. And how much is this going to cost? It's not going to cost you anything. In fact, you're getting paid 20 grand to come. Fuck yeah. So I got the number one most influential person in Maxim magazine. Forget the year, but they show 50 or 20 most influential people, and I'm just number one. Bam Margera. It's me with the pool, with my whole family behind me and friends.
Let me ask
He
you-
pays his whole fucking crew.
That's super interesting for me
And
because
he hooks up a lot of bands that, from Finland or whoever. If I like your music and you're not signed, I'll put it on there. I've gotten so many thank yous about, yo, man, you blew my band up for putting that shit on Viva, man.
you know this concept of being like the number one most influential person, because those shows like inspired a generation. You know, like a lot of people looked up to you then, and you had a lot of influence on people, I think.
Yeah.
And even just like walking with you now, people are stopping you, wanting pictures. You know,
Yeah.
they're just so stoked to hear your name. Even people that know nothing about skateboarding. So that influence still exists now. Like, have you thought about like, okay, how can I use this influence to impact people?
Well, you know, when I spent 10 years getting drunk and I was just overweight, I would have managers, whatever you want to call it, be like, yo, Bam, I'll give you 20 grand to make an appearance. All you have to do is spend 2 hours signing shit and taking photos. I'd be like, no. They'd be like, but you don't want to make 20 grand in 2 hours? I'm like, no, I don't. They're like, why not? Because I don't want to fucking appear anywhere. I'm a drunken shit show. I don't like the way that I look. And you don't even have to say anything. If you're a fan and I look into your eyeballs, I already know that you're saying, Bam, I'm a real fan, but fucking what happened? You know, so I didn't want that. And pretty much is what saved everything is my best friend. I call him the Shaman Wizard. His name is Naveed. He's from Persia, but he lives in Escondido, California. Now he lives in Hawaii as well. But he became my best friend. He fucking has such strict rules that at 5 a.m, he would knock on my door, which I was attached to his house, and he would be like, boom, 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 let's go. And we would hike up this mountain 8 miles every single day until I lost 100 pounds in fucking less than 3 months. And he always has an answer for everything. And he's the type of dude that like doesn't resort to violence. And he always has a nice thing to say about everything. That his karma is so phenomenal. But he'll be like, I could break your leg in one go. I'm like, I bet you could. He's like, I just show you 2%. I'm like, all right, show me 2%. He'd be like this weird way. And I'd be like, ha. He's like, that's just 2%. So like this guy's gnarly. And he said something very important to me. And he goes, look, if I was the genie of the lamp and I let you keep one thing, what would it be? And you know what? I'm going to give you a week to think about this because this is very, very important. I'm like, okay. So I'm driving around for a week. I'm like, what would I keep? Well, I can't say Phoenix the Wolf, my son, right now because it's never in a custody battle, so that one's out of the question. Maybe I should get wise. I'll keep love or I'll keep world peace. And I'm thinking of all this smart shit. Finally, he comes to me for a week. He's like, all right, what would you keep? I'm like, skating.
Right.
I'll keep skating. He's like, all right, I'll let you keep it, but you have to keep doing it if you want to keep it. I'm like, I understand. So now every day I fucking keep skating, and I kept it. And that's what got me everything to begin with. So as long as I keep skating, all these good things come. I'm really fucking bummed that it took 10 years for me to figure that out.
Yeah. No, it's part of the journey, man. That's that it's meant something. You wouldn't have the same experience, right?
Yeah, like I just I was skating down the street and some drunk jock was like, skating time, dude. And I just stopped. I'm like, skate. I'd rather skate. And I just skated off.
And that's it, because that skating was protective for you. Like things were good when you were skating. Right?
Fuck yeah, man, because it makes everything exciting again. Like there was a time in my drinking era that somebody would be like, yo, do you want to go to Paris and whatever? I'm like, what am I going to do in Paris? The first thing I'm going to do is land and find the first fucking bar that I could find. So I could already do that here in Westchester, and it's going to take me 10 minutes to get there. So why the fuck would I sit on an 8-hour flight to go drinking with one of your fucking EI and friends from over there? No. So now it's like, do you want to go to Paris? Yes, I do. I'll get a fucking sick kickflip in that bank underneath the Eiffel Tower. Bam, you want to go to Vancouver? Hell yeah, I'll escape with Islam. Want to go to Seattle? Fuck yeah, I'll find a spot over there too. You know, so just yes, yes, yes to everything. Where do you live? Earth. Take me everywhere. I'm a yes man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I sometimes wonder where you pro skaters I sometimes wonder if you appreciate the influence you have on like regular skaters, like the way we look up to you guys as skateboarders.
Do I have influence on regular skaters?
Or do you appreciate the influence that you have? Because it's huge. I think like the things that you guys do, young
I
people
mean,
want to
I don't
emulate.
want to fucking toot my own horn, but like, is what influences me. It could be anybody from like this new guy, Nikolai Poyumbo. He's like the ledge king in my eyes. He just does these sick technical ledge tricks. And then when I hit him up, I was like, yo, I'm like pretty much living in Miami right now. I heard you're from there. He's like, hell yeah, let's link up. So we link up. He's like, don't show anybody this yet. He shows me. It's that long 3-stair ledge that's like 40 feet long in San Francisco that people have done like nose grinders on and shit. He fucking takes a scooter full speed and back nose once the whole thing. I'm like, God damn, that should have been the cover of Thrasher. But, you know, people like him is what gets me influenced to skate today. It could be fucking some buttery, effortless frontside flip that Corey Juno I've never seen bail on. It could be, you know, this dude from Seattle who's actually still skates old school with like a old Pal Peralta ass deck with bandanas hanging down. He does sick ass bonuses and shit. His name is Nolan Johnson.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, so like
Scram
everybody
skateboards.
on a skateboard influences me. And you know, there could be somebody that say, you know, Lil Wayne's such a skater. I've only seen him do a 50-50 on a 3-foot mini ramp, and that's all he can do. I don't care what he can do. If he loves fucking skating, then have at it. You know, like if you like to skate, do it. When I turn the corner, see, it's very hard to determine reaching rock bottom for a person who still has stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you picture rock bottom, you're picturing a homeless guy on a tent, your friends and family told you to kick rocks, and you're digging in a fucking dumpster for a peach pit. Me? Not me. But my rock bottom was leaving Lamar Odom's house in my purple Bentley. He runs a treatment center. He let me be in there for free. But I left in my purple Bentley in Los Angeles, and there I am like the Red Hot Chili Pepper song, under the bridge downtown is where I drew some blood. Never shot heroin, but I bought enough meth to not want to wake up. And I am not a religious person, but I went to the Sunset Marquee, and for the first time in my life, I got down on my knees and I prayed to God. I said, Dear God, if I wake up from this tomorrow, fuck you, because I want to die. But if I do wake up, you better deliver me the hottest fucking eye candy right now with a tan pit bull to save me now. I need to be saved now because I can't live this way anymore. Not to mention, I just came out of 5 seizures that were 20 minutes apiece, waking up in a hospital 8 days later with a tube down my throat on life support with COVID and pneumonia, just from all the pills, all the booze, all the stress, all the staying awake, all the fucking everything. My body just gave out. But when I said that, I woke up the next day. I'm like, God damn it, fuck you, God, I'm alive, man. So I go to the pool bar, I order a Bloody Mary, and I instantly hear, listen, I'm 43 Sicilian Irish, born in Jersey, but I'm like, 43, I'm 43, I'm Sicilian Irish. I was born in Philly over the bridge, and I just turn and I see this fucking supermodel looking ass chick. I'm like, dude, I have to talk to her. So I go up and talk to her. I'm like, so what do you do? She's like, I'm a stretch coach. I'm like, stretch coach? The doctor in 2013 said my legs were like dry rotted rubber bands from alcohol abuse. Good luck trying to skate. Reach down and touch your toes. And I did. My hamstring popped. I was out for a year, which made me drink even more.
God.
So I'm like, I already know I need this chick. So I'm talking to her, and she's like, I really like you. Do you want to go walk my dog? I'm like, dog, what kind of dog do you have? She's like, I have a tan pit bull. Danny, my wife, looks me up and down. She goes, you have never had a 9-to-5 job. You've never had a boss tell you what to do, and you work on your own time, whether it's skating or drinking or whatever it is. You do it till the sun comes up, and you need a proper bedtime. So you need to wake up and have a structured schedule. Today, you know that you're going to walk the dogs or skate them around the block. Then you're going to look for a skate spot. I'll stretch you for an hour there. Then you can't go home unless you land a trick. Then we'll get some. Everything is fun, structured schedule. And then I'm in bed by 10 with no ifs, ands, or buts. So, and I love it that way because I've never had that. And now I wake up and I take it one day at a time. All right, here I am in Vancouver. I know that I'm not going to drink today. Why? Because I have a 2-hour drive. Then we're going to meet everybody, do this podcast, do some skating, check into the hotel, and it's all kinds of fun that I don't even have fucking time to drink. You know? And that's what you have to do is take it day by day. But I don't really have any desire anymore to drink. Sometimes those random triggers that set me off, but you could put me right into a fucking Marilyn Manson concert right now, and I'll be happy there sipping on a Perrier seltzer water, being like, rock and roll.
What do you do with that when you're thinking, I want to get to the bar right now?
I usually grab a dog and I go for a walk into the woods. Because, you know, when you are in a treatment center, they always ask you this question. You have any thoughts on killing yourself? If you say yes, they come in right with a fucking padded suit and put you in a straitjacket, and then they put you in a padded room and let you sit there and stew and think about it. And you're like, now I definitely want to kill myself. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? So if you tell the truth and say, yeah, you feel like harming yourself, this happens? I thought you were going to take me out to the park and feed some fucking ducks some stale bread. But no, so now, you know, so it's just like, do I tell the truth in here? So
Yeah.
it's just treatment centers. They all have their ways. Some of them are good. Some of them are crooked as hell. But I'm just glad I'm out of the Guinness Book of World's longest Florida shuffle, which was 90 days apiece at 13 different treatment centers, back to back, doing 2.5 years at $666,000.
Yeah, it's not.
That's not, well, I mean, a lot, like these days, I see a lot of your posts, and others. I mean, you have a lot of people that are pretty stoked that you're back.
Well, yeah, because I would post some batshit ass shit for a long fucking time of just being a bitter, angry fuck. You know what? Fuck this motherfucker. I'm going to kick his fucking ass. Whatever it was. And it would usually be at 3 a.m, and it was just not a good look. Now it's like, Bam skating, and he's skating at 6 a.m. This is great. This is epic. I can't believe I love this version of Bam.
Keep it going.
Before we knew you were coming up here, before Andrew was like, Bam's going to Seattle for the wedding.
Yeah.
I was on Instagram seeing clips of you like all the fucking time. My wife, who has nothing to do with skateboarding at all, seeing clips of you.
Yeah.
And then just unanimously in the comments, everybody's just fucking stoked to see you skating.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, you know, and I think it's when I think I posted like something that was, because Alfonso Rawls, who I looked up to for the longest time, he goes, Bam, I gotta say, as soon as I wake up, the first thing I do is go on my Instagram to find out what new town you're in and what new skate trick you're doing. It's very inspiring. And I'm like, thanks, Alf. I'm going to make sure I get a trick a day just because you said that. And then you said that about 2 years ago. So every day I make sure I get some kind of trick, even if it's a nollie flip on this rug right now. At least it's a trick. So I've stuck to that plan. And, you know, a lot of times it's not that difficult if you're like, oh man, I got a lot of shit to do today. No, it's not. You have to get a skate trick. So go down to the park and no slide the ledge or something. So to put that in in your daily planner that you have to do a skate trick, it becomes really fun.
What does the next 10 years look like for you?
Well, first of all, I let my bubble so big with just giving every Tom, Dick, and Harry my phone number to the point where I would ignore a phone call from Tony Hawk or honestly Billy Idol, which has happened. And I didn't know who my friends were anymore, and I didn't know who to hang out with because there were so many different options. Usually I would just get so frustrated and get all Larry the fuck up at the bar because of it. But now I have such a tight bubble of sober skater friends or whoever that it's very positive. And now I don't want to worry about any kind of goofy jackass stunts. I don't want to worry about Comic-Cons pay the bills. So I'll do that on the weekends because I'm in a new city and I get to find a new skate park to skate. But skateboarding is my main focus. And all I want to do is that because not only have I learned all my tricks back, I'm now learning new ones and inventing new ones at the age of 46, which I never ever thought I could do. And I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy that my muscle memory is back. All I want to do is wake up and skate and travel and skate with new people or old people. Skate with whoever. I'll skate with fucking anybody.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah.
Thank
man.
you.